Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. Today we are the ninja. We are the ninja! We are looking at ninjas. Ninjas were reworked in the latest Alchemy balance patch, and I've been playing around with them to try and find a good combination of these cards, and I think I'm getting there. Let me walk you through what we're doing, why we've chosen these reworked ninjas and not others, and then we'll have some games. So one of the main reworkings that's happened, weirdly enough, is this card here, the Futurist Operative. This card I think was a 0/3. I always struggle to remember what it was before. Let me pull up Alchemy changes. Here we go. So let's have a look at this. Alchemy rebalancing. So we can just go through them quickly. Ninjas. There's changes to the ninjas, improve the defensive capabilities. So they've changed this one. We haven't selected this one for the deck because it seems a bit naff. It's got potential. Maybe it's a sideboard card. Yeah, so this one was changed from cost 4 to cost 1. It's wild, and then it's gone from a 3/4 to a 0/4. But we don't really care about the attacking power of this because all this is there for is to enable our ninjutsu. So this basically is unblockable. We'll go through that in a second. Cridle was reworked to remove the mana cost of its second ability. It's a potential card. This thing scries before drawing. This puts a counter on rather than doing it at instant speed. This makes spells cost more, but it doesn't have an ninjutsu ability, so I'm not so interested in that for this deck. This one is now a 2/4 from a 3/2, which is obviously good in the Alchemy meta. What they've tried to do is increase the toughness of certain cards. So this one I did try out quite a bit. I just feel like creating a load of treasure, you have to be aiming to do something with it. So this could pair well with Satoru Umezawa, but I'm not sure. This has gone from a 2/4 to a 3/4. That doesn't really make any difference. It wasn't cut downable anyway. Each creature in your hand has ninjutsu 4 to ninjutsu 3. Well, yeah. I tried to make the deck around this a little bit, like having some expensive creatures and ninjutsuing them in, but it just didn't seem quite right. You end up either with things in your hands that are too expensive to cast without this, or this with nothing expensive, and then you just got this weird like dependency in your deck, which I don't like. Nashi we are running because what they've done is change its ninjutsu cost to be 3 instead of 4. It's a very, very good change. Why it was over 4 in the first place for a 3 costing card, I do not know. This is a very nice card now. Silver Fair Master is the Lord for this, so it's a 2/2 and it gives other ninjas and rogues +1/+1 ninjutsu abilities cost 1 less. The change is that they've made ninjutsu cost down to 1, down from 2, which is a nice little change. The thing about the ninjutsu abilities is you kind of want to be ninjutsuing something in and then replaying an enabler, i.e. replaying something that's hard to block so that you can ninjutsu next time as well. If you ninjutsu something in, you don't necessarily want to be ninjutsuing it out the following turn. Swarm Saboteur, ninjutsu from 1 and black to black, very nice card. This was a played card before this change, so this is a very, very, very nice change. And 1000 Face Shadow has gone from ninjutsu 4 to ninjutsu 3, which is also very nice. So those are the changes relevant to this deck. Going back to the deck now. Right. So now we can talk through them. So Futurist Operative, we're running 4 off. So this was a 4 cost, it's now a 1 cost. As long as Futurist Operative is tapped, it's a human citizen with base power and toughness 1 and can't be blocked, i.e. it is a perfect ninjutsu enabler. Not only that, but it has 3 and untap. So if, for example, you tap this, it's a 1/1. They try and like shock it or lightning strike it or something at instant speed before it's connected. You can untap it for 3 and save it. So it's actually got like a little defense mechanism. It's not widely used, but it's nice. 4 of the new 1000 Face Shadows. So this is a rare. Oh, the nice thing about this as well is it's uncommon. This is a rare. It's a 1 costing flyer for 1. So this has got a slightly confusing ninjutsu. When it enters the battlefield from your hand, if it's attacking, i.e. if you have ninjutsu'd it in, create a token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. The token enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. So note, this is not a token you have to sack at the end of your turn. You just get a copy of anything else that you have that is attacking. The thing that you copy can be blocked. So, for example, if we attack with Futurist Operative and Swarm Saboteur, they choose to chump the Swarm Saboteur because it's got Death Touch. We can pick up the Operative and copy the Swarm Saboteur, which would then connect with the opponent. So there's lots of little interactions with the way that the Thousand Face Shadow Ninjutsu can work. It does cost 3 to bring in a 1/1, but it does let you copy any creature you want, including your ones with Death Touch. So we've got Sheoldreds in here, we've got Swarm Saboteurs. That's a quite nice little combo, because if they have to block something with Death Touch, their blocker is going to die. And then we can get a copy of our Death Toucher anyway. So there's some nice little interactions with Thousand Face Shadow. We're running 3 of Swarm Saboteur, so this is the 3 costing 2/2 Death Touch, Ninjutsu Black. Whenever Swarm Saboteur deals combat damage to a player, conjure a card named Virus Beetle into your hand. Why is that a good thing? Well, Virus Beetle is a 2-costing card that forces the opponent to discard, which is nice. It is another cheap creature that we can put on the battlefield that can put us over the threshold where our opponent can't block all of our creatures and thus enable ninjutsu. What I mean by that is, let's say that our opponent has 2 blockers. If we manage to get 3 creatures down on the board, then we attack with all of them. Even if some of them are going to get blocked, even if it's blocked well by the opponent, we could, for example, ninjutsu our Spring-Leaf Avenger in on the 3rd one. You know, it gives us that option to always ninjutsu if we need it, which we do often need it in this deck. The other nice thing is, if you manage to ninjutsu a Virus Beetle, you pick it back up, you play it again, they have to discard more cards. So it is quite a nice little card. We're running 4 of the Lord, who the Silver Fur Master. He's blue and black, so it's a 2-costing Lord. In other words, by Lord I mean gives you other ninjas and rogues +1/+1. All creatures in this deck are ninjas, I think. I don't even think there's any... Oh, apart from Sheoldred. Everything else is a ninja. We're not running any rogues. Ninjutsu abilities cost 1 less. Is one of the best things about this card. And it itself can ninjutsu in for blue or black, which is amazing. It really is amazing. We'll go through why in a little bit more, but the ninjutsu abilities cost less. This costs 2, this costs 3, and this costs 4. All of those, and this costs 3. So a lot of our ninjutsu abilities get reduced by this. And being able to, as I said, like do multiple in one turn is the kind of thing that we're aiming to do in this deck. 2, Nashi Moonsager Scion. This could almost be more, based on my testing of this deck. He seems like a really, really solid card now that the ninjutsu has been lowered from 4 to 3. For those who don't know, whenever Nashi Moonsager Scion deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of each player's library, so theirs and ours. Until end of turn, you may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to mana value rather than paying its mana cost. So, if off the top of our opponent's deck we find a nice expensive spell, which may or may not happen in this video, you'll have to see, we can play it on turn 3, which, you know, even if it costs us a lot of life, some spells, if you cast them on turn 3, they just win you the game, which we will see if we can pull that off with Nashi today. For Jukai Liberator, this card was massively played before ninjas were a thing. They haven't buffed it, which they shouldn't have. It was already good, but it's got a ninjutsu for 2, which is why it was already good, because you can flash it in for 2. I always use the word flash in space of ninjutsu just because it's easier. When it deals combat damage to a player, choose land or non-land, so seek a permanent of the chosen kind. So this is basically allowing us to draw either a land or non-land depending on what we need, which is very, very nice. We're running 2 Kaito Shizuki. It has a lot of synergy in this deck because it's +1, draw a card, then discard, unless you attacked. We're almost always going to be attacking with this. So this is +1, draw a card. -2 can give us a ninja, which is obviously, you know, buffed by our Silver Fur Master, but also it can't be blocked. So it's going to enable us to enable ninjutsu if we need it. The -7 we're never going to use. 2 Sheoldred. Why Sheoldred? It's a good card. It's a good card. It's in our colours. And also, the thing about the ninjas is that they're very early game. We're flashing on all those creatures. If our opponent manages to board wipe us a few times or stabilise with some big creatures of their own, we just need that little bit of extra oomph to get over the top. Sheoldred can do that for us. So it is actually a good top end in this deck. We are running Kaito Dancing Shadow. I didn't know I'd find a deck for this Planeswalker, but because it's, you know, the abilities are good, but I feel like you need the deck to perfectly match its abilities, which we do actually have here. So just to go through Kaito, it's a 4-costing 3 loyalty Planeswalker. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may return one of them to its owner's hand. If you do, you may activate loyalty abilities of Kaito twice this turn rather than only once. Why is that a good? Well, activating the loyalty abilities twice is good, but also we want to pick our cards up. For example, if we ninjutsu in Jukai Liberator or Nashi off of a Thousand Face Shadow or an Operative. These cards can get in easily, these cards can't. So if we pick this back up after it's done its combat damage, i.e. it's done what we wanted it to do, it's either seeked us a card or got us cards to play off the top, we can then pick it back to our hand and then ninjutsu it in next time. The reason ninjutsuing it is good is we can get in with our cards that can't be blocked, like this, or the tokens from here, and we can then ninjutsu in again and get the effect again. If this is just sat on the battlefield, it can become a bit impotent. It can be difficult to get back in with the cards. So this is actually a really nice ability. +1, up to 1 type creature can't attack or block. Always useful when you're trying to attack in a lot. 0, draw a card can be useful. And -2, create a 2/2 drone artifact creature token with death touch, and when this creature leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 2 and you gain 2. Why is that nice? Well, having a 2/2 with death touch, the opponent isn't going to want to block, especially if they block that creature, their blocker dies and they lose 2 life anyway. But if they don't block it, we can pick it up, i.e. it leaves the battlefield and we get that effect and ninjutsu something in. So this feels like it works perfectly with this deck. It's almost like this was what they were trying to make used. Finally, Spring-Leaf Avenger, a 5 costing 6/5 for 5. It's ninjutsu for 4. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. We've got lots of permanents in here. And having a 6 power card that you can flash in for 4 or maybe 3 if you've already got a Silver Fur Master out is sweet deals. Can get us cards back as well. We're then running a very small removal package relatively of 6 cards, 3 cut downs, 3 go for the throats. Very basic. Could try mixing this up. I always like to start with this as like a basic. If we're going for an aggressive strategy, you don't want too much removal, but you want just about enough. 6 cards feels right. Land base is lots and lots of dual lands because we are a bit colour wild in this deck. We are blue-black focused, but then when we want our green, we need our green. So that's why I'm only running 2 Crossroads. We don't really want too many tap lands in the deck. We've got lots of tap lands as it is because green-blue and green-black don't have this type of land yet. The ones that come in for having few lands. So we've got a few too many tap ones in here, and we've got pain lands in here. We are only running 24 lands, but our average cost is only 2.4, so it feels about right. That's the deck. We're going to have some fun games today. We are the ninja. Let's get it done. All right. Here we go. On the play, which is sweet. Hello, Reaper. We need to get ourselves to diamond and we need to do it now, so no time like the present. Hopefully the dancing shadow can keep our hand nice and fueled. Okay, in you go. And oh, we can't play it again because this is green black, but we can hold open cut down. Could be useful. Are you going to pass and I'll just swing and see what happens? As tempting as it is to flash in the Liberator, I don't want to give them something that they can just waste our mana on and they just bounce it. We'd rather make them waste mana on a Virus Beetle or something. Since our hand is still full at the moment. Okay. Virus Beetle it is. Impulse. And then we'll get this back in because this looks like mono blue, so they can't deal with lots of creatures on the board. I mean, there are some weird cards, but like Sleep or the one that bounces them all back to your hand except for one and stuff, but Let's put pressure. Then if they do put one creature in, hopefully we'll be able to keep it Kaito'd. Pretty nice. They really don't want to be bouncing stuff to our hand. Maybe they do. Okay, I think we'll try and draw a land, right? Yeah. I suppose what we could do is stick this in for here. Get in for more damage and then replay this. Okay, we can't replay because it's tapped, but it's still a pretty good position to be in. We've got a lot of cards. And we got a land, something to pull us lands, which we can effectively flash in as long as we keep at least one creature on the board. Okay, can't actually get through that. We can... No, because it's got ward. So I would suggest what we do... So we play this and this and pass, and then we just start swinging. Next turn. So they've got 4, 5 instants in there, so a Djinn would be pretty good for them, but they can't afford one at the moment. Counter spells are worth shit, because all of our creatures just flash themselves in. Well, ninjutsu themselves in. So let's attack. Because we can then use Thousand Face Shadow to create another Jukai Liberator. That's interesting. So they're letting us ninjutsu that back in. So, and then we can ninjutsu this in for this, create another one of these, and then we'll put this back in our hand, make that, yeah. That's pretty good against mono blue. We don't really cast any spells after turn 1 or 2, so that is tricky for them to deal with. Let's try again. Okay, that was one success. Let's see if we can get some more, or if that was just fluke because it was mono blue. Looks fun. There's lots of pain land, but hard to avoid that. And then we've got our fallback good card in the deck. Green. I don't think green's dealing with this very well. Although we do seem to be killing ourselves quicker than we're killing the opponent at the moment. Adaptive, yeah. Oh, we've got a land we can actually play. Okay, we'll play one of these. Get some discards going. Gaia's Gift. You'd have thought against a black deck they'd want that, so they must have some more. Okay, we can let that through. So, I think we'll play this. We'll swing with these two to see if they want to trade their Contaminator before we show them we've got a Sheoldred. They probably realise they've got a block at some point. No. Now they could have a fight, but at least their creature will still die. All of our... we got so much Death Touch. It's actually pretty nasty for mono green. So we got mono blue. We're now dealing with mono green. Let's see if we can. Bear in mind we haven't drawn any of our removal. 3 cut downs in the deck and 3 go for the throats. Suppose they can always use a Gaia's Gift or something, but at least then they probably can't do much else for the turn. Reeters, fine. So let's play this on black. We will want that, yeah. We will want that. So we can attack with these two. They'll probably block with the adaptive. Could make them discard their entire remaining hand, which I think is the right thing to do here. With the Beetle Army. Kaito is tempting, but who knows what they've got in their hand. See what the first thing they discard is. If it's good, we know the second one's worth doing. It wasn't good, but we're still doing it. What was that? Return permanent from your grave. Okay, so this is just like green counters, like green, I call it modifier. I found it anyway. Found the exact same card. That's fun. Okay, so we have 6 now, don't we? Yeah, okay, so let's attack with this. Then let's Kaito. Stop that. And we'll hold on to this.
Circles around you.
That thing just can't attack, so that's nice. They've only got 4 lands in the top 13, well, 5 lands. So let's hope they draw some land. No. Okay, we'll get rid of the Greeters first. (3/1) Ward 2. We'll just single block.
I'll handle this one.
Alright, let's swing with this and one of these, shall we? We can always return the beetle to our hand. And then play it.
Thanks for the help, Pom-Pom-Chan.
Should we stop the adaptive from attacking as well?
I can run circles around you.
That cost us a life. I think that's okay. We can untap our operative to block that on a guard if we want, but blocking with the beetle is probably good enough. Okay, so let's prevent this thing, definitely.
I'll handle this one. I've got a good feeling about this.
And yeah, let's prevent this again.
You can't find what you can't see.
And we'll start drawing.
No secrets safe. Now, what do we have here?
Double Kaito'd up. Okay. So, oh, that's pretty nice. Get our Sheoldred back. So I think we're going to minus the Kaito this time. Oh, this is just going to win, right? They've only got 5 left. GG. That was easier than I thought. That was pretty convincing. I knew we were down to 3, but that was mostly just due to drawing a hell of a lot of pain lands. That was good. Okay, we've started this video here because our opponent's having a rather slow start to the game, as you can see. They've then decided to mulligan, but I don't think that was related to their slow start. I think they were just being very slow. But it looks like we've got quite a nice hand here, so if our shadow doesn't get cut down, which it hasn't done, we have got a green guard that we'd like to play now. But it looks like we'll be ninjutsuing like this. And then we can replay the shadow. Have it ready to ninjutsu Nashi in next turn, so pretty fast start. Yeah, the Saboteur down. That's pretty nice, but I think Nashi's coming in here. Oh, we have to invoke to spare them. That is so funny. Nice, yeah, nice. Liliana, oh, poor Nashi's going.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come.
Okay, so we can get in this dude, and this dude, which is a pretty nice little turn of events. Should mean we managed to get the Liberator in. Suits me, they'll be out of cards, and we certainly won't be. Yeah, let's get them out of cards. So this can finish this, this can enable Liberator. I guess we'll have a land. And we'll replay our 1-5. What a board. That's a nice top deck. That is an odd move. Maybe the opponent thinks that they are the beatdown. I'm not sure, but I guess we just win if we pick this up and hit this for 6, like this. This is just a closer. 6 damage when they're expecting 1. It is pretty nice. 2 games we finished that way now. GG. Next one. Let's hope our opponent starts a little bit quicker this time. Sweet, we got this into this, or whatever we want to do with this combos. Blue, untap, let's put this in. Hello, Lin of Sakai, good game. Don't you kill my operative. No, Foundry Beetle. So if we play this, we can put the Liberator in this turn. Which seems like a good deal, doesn't it? They do get a trigger off this making things cheaper, but we've got to cut down for when we need it. Yeah, the sledge is pretty good. Okay, so we probably do want to be doing cut down here, which then leaves us, we can, yeah, probably just play the operative. So we don't want to make this trade, so I think we'll just do this. Yeah. Tough. That's quite tough. Big creature wall to get through, and we haven't got enough of our evasive creatures. Obviously this is evasive, which is going to get us yeah, I think we do this. And then I think we just play this and this one for this turn, because it gives us good blockers, and then we just try and whittle them down a little bit before going in for the kill with the Avengers. We haven't got anything in the graveyard yet either, so if they start killing our things, exiling is harder. Interesting that they didn't go for the Lord. I mean, we can let that 4/4 through for now. Not so worried about that. So this ninjutsu will cost less. I guess they took that because it, you know, because we can get through. Do we pick this up? I mean, no, because we haven't got a card we want in at the moment. So we will just take a non-land, play this, force them to discard. Then we'll play this, which will just trigger to bring another one of these in for us. That's nice. Flying means we can't do that. Interesting. Okay. Do we even need to block here? Can they do 4 damage to our face, the 1 mana? No, okay. We'll just let that through. So they've only got 1 blocker still, so we can ninjutsu both these in, which should give us the game. So we do like this. And like this. I mean, I think we had it anyway with one of them, to be honest, but I know we didn't because the Lord died to first strike. Yep, that was good. That was good. That was a bit closer, actually, equipment deck, but we've come through a variety of opponents so far. It's looking good. Okay. Is that 4 for 4? I think we are now. kill clinic. We've arrived at the kill clinic though. I've got a bit of an interesting hand with regards to its ninjutsu ability. But yeah, it's not bad by any means. Just know nothing to ninjutsu in. So I think we will just get rid of this for now. Then we'll put this in on green. No, that only needs one green. Put this in on black for Sheoldred's scry. That is what we want. Something to actually ninjutsu. And we've hopefully slowed our opponent up a little bit. Yeah, it looks like it. And then in like this. We will take a land to make sure we get one, and we'll replay the operative. What a nice little cycle this is with the operative now. This thing's badass. Have they actually got any enchantments? Oh, here we go. Yeah, 3 counters for every enchantment's going to get painful quickly. Got a good blocker. So we haven't got any. I mean, we can attack with this, which they could trade with the Kami. They could attack with both, and then we can ninjutsu in and copy the Liberator. Yeah, let's do that. They might not block. They might just jump. Yeah, okay. Then I think for now we just won't ninjutsu. We'll just Sheoldred because that's pretty good. That's something that they have to remove, which means that our ninjas can do their thing. Okay. Seven damage. It's not the end of the world yet. That is nice, that is nice. So I want to pick this up really, because now it can't attack. We can't do this because it'll be for 4 and we want to play go for the throat. And this doesn't feel worth doing until we're attacking with something else, because if it's attacking create copy, yeah. So we'll just pass. Good old enchantment stack, eh? Good that they whiffed there. Let's kill this. Okay, that's matured. So, how close are we? Can we force a win here? Because we can flash this in for 6, that puts them on 2. So if we attack with this, they'll just block with this, or double block like this. I think we've got to try it. So let's flash this one in. So, can we make this spin? I mean, we just have to chump, right? And then we win now because they've top deck land again. I'm not sure if they could have top decked something that would have won for them. I don't think so, though. GG. Whew. I thought that was going to be a tough one, but they didn't really get any removal enchantments, right? They just got lots of creatures, but then if they'd have had fewer creatures, it would have been easier for us anyway, so it's tough to say if that is a good deck against us. It felt quite good, but came through. Alright. We are on a roll with this one. Who knew ninjas were good? This is not as good of a hand, but I don't think it's a mulligan. We've got untapped lands, we've got stuff to do against Jund. Jundy, Jundy, Jund. Thankfully our opponent's being a bit slow as well, so... got a blooming fly annoying me. They're sending every tactic they can to slow me down. Okay, cut down. If they play a Crucius now, I'll feel bad. It's just a fight rigging deck. Just a fight rigging deck, boys and girls. Well, we haven't got anything to do, so we're going to hold up our go for the throat. We probably would have done anyway. That's an interesting card. See if they've got any protection for that. They might do. No. Okay, all we've got is this. Thankfully the ninjutsu for Nashi only needs one black. I'm not sure why, but... see if our operative lives. It's the first time I've actually had mana problems with this deck. We've actually got something to get back with our Avenger, so could be time to just pump the Avenger. Twin Inferno, what is going on with here? But Nashi is so much fun. What do we do? I think we Nashi, because we can play the operative again then. And we got a chance of getting a land. Should we take a Zeatora for comedy? Fling our Nashi at the Harvester? Get 3 treasures for the privilege. Nashi is just so good, man. It's so good. That is brilliant. If you had told me we would be getting 6 wins in a row with a ninjas deck even a week ago, I would not have believed you. This balance, if you want to call it a balance, maybe an imbalance, has been amazing for them. The surprise factor now, having this cheap ninja enabler. I mean, lowering all the ninjutsu costs is exactly what they needed to make them good. I'm just surprised they did it. Even though our land situation isn't great, these 2 now ninjutsu for 1. So it doesn't matter. Who do we even put in? This one probably. Because, yeah, Death Touch is good. This card could be good. Okay, we're going to have to do this so we can get asked for a land. well, we've got a cut down if they use their Diviner, which it could be. It's Esper. They're not doing anything. So let's just try attacking. Okay, it'd been void rendered. So I would suggest we put this in and we put this in. I wonder if this is a Esper Planeswalkers deck then, rather than Diviner discardy type thing. Yeah, it is. It is. Let's do the Beetle. At least we get value out of it if they have more Wrath type effects. It's just like an Esper control deck. Thankfully we still got tons of cards. Oh, of course it's a Rusko deck. How did I not know that? Okay. So, the Avenger's going to help me win the quickest, so we're going to try that this game. We'll pull back the Liberator. Speed is of the essence, because if they get a clock off or they start getting all their life back with various draw spells, we're just going to be in trouble. We will attack with just this, I guess. Okay, Vortex is nice. I think what we want to do is play this. We have got a Sheoldred for their clock. If we can put enough down that they can't interact with each individual thing, that would be good. The problem is Divine Purge is still very nice against our board. Kitten, yeah, that is what it is. So they can blink Rusko and get new clocks forever. We've seen this deck before. Let's aim this at the cat. Okay, cat dead, that's good. Then we attack with all. Then we ninjutsu this in, I think. Then could put this in and get a copy of this. Like that. And we can take a land and maybe we want to find an untapped land for next turn, really. Okay. Now they've got to be worried. By picking this up, we did make our ninjutsu a bit more expensive again. But what have they got in their graveyard? Divine Purge. That's pretty good. All their clocks are gone though. That's nice. So maybe it's time for Sheoldred. And this. This is definitely our biggest challenge yet. Okay, they found D-Spark. That's pretty decent. So... do we do this and then play Kaito? Or do we just put a shadow in so that we can, in theory... because we'll be trading it for this. We'll do Kaito. They've still got to deal with the Sheoldred problem at the moment, and they've not got many cards to do it. Okay, with attack, they have to block or kill Sheoldred. Makes it much harder for them to proc their clock. You'll draw. That's pretty good.
What do we have here?
Play this. That's fine. So we'll play one of these. I think we're getting there. I had to sort of zone out and concentrate. But we just beat Esper Control, specifically with all that Divine Purge and everything. I'm pleased with this. I'm trying to think what our difficult matchups will be. Mono red can always be difficult, especially if we're on the draw. But then we do have the 0-4s these days. We got cut downs, go for the throats. Yeah, we probably don't need to keep cut down open on turn 1. With all this tap land, I think we just play this. Because then we can avoid more land. Yeah, it's more important. Blue ninjas as well. Doesn't appear so. We're getting through our land. We've not got loads in the deck. My voice is going a little bit. Ooh, is it? Okay, that's interesting. Let's play this dude. He's more expendable than this. This can refill us. Although this does have 2 toughness, which isn't wonderful. Okay. This we can deal with this. Gosh. We're really landing it up, aren't we? So we'll need to search for non-land. They could wipe this board, but you've got to take your chances. Hopefully they can only remove one of these, but I got a feeling that might not be the case. It's WREAKS is fine. They must have a black land source in their hand to do that. They sort of do. Yeah. Of course. Yuck. Viconia is not great for a Spring-Leaf Avenger. This could be our downfall, boys and girls. Grixis. If we do this, it makes it slightly harder blocking situation for them. Obviously they can just exile whatever we tried to bring back with Viconia. I think their problem is they don't want to take 7 damage. Yeah. Okay. Florian. Gotta let that through, which gives them a card. Prosper, which they can play. Interesting that they've got a reflection with 3 legendary creatures. So they'll presumably block with Prosper, yeah.
Hope you're ready for some mind games.
Maybe we should minus get back this Spring-Leaf with this Spring-Leaf.
I've got all kinds of connections.
The other thing about this one is we never started with any. We still haven't seen any of our 1-drops. Oh no, come on. That is brutal. Now they've got this copy lock going on. Bad news for us. It does bring into light an interesting looking Grixis Legends deck. You have to let me draw before you copy your City Stalker, mate. So after the draw step, there we go. I will still be able to draw, I just won't be able to ninjutsu whatever it is.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
I am not liking the look of this. The City Stalker Kiki Jiki lock is painful. We've just not had any removal or any 1-drop. So we had 1 removal. Yeah, we killed nothing. No, we didn't. What happened to our cut down? We killed nothing with that?
I'm used to being uninvited.
Now we're in a full lock, pretty much. Apart from if we draw some instants and sorceries. So we need to top deck a go for the throat or a cut down for the reflection. Which we do have. Unfortunately we have to watch this go straight down the drain, which puts us pretty much at a loss. Yeah, I think this is a loss. We're already getting, say, yeah, it's a loss. We lost 1. Boo. Okay, little look at the stats. As you saw on the video, we played 8 games, 88% win rate, so we only lost to the last one, which was the Grixis deck. It was a tricky matchup. Would we always lose it? Probably not always. If we can get quicker, we didn't have any of our 1-drops, which cost us that game. Grixis is one of those decks at the moment with Rusko. If you don't get under it as an aggro deck or as a creature deck, you're not going to beat it. But look at the range of look, we played a range, everything. Mono blue, mono black, Esper, Boros, green, Selesnya and Jund, and we beat all of those colour combinations. Note we didn't play any mono red. However, I would expect us to do well in that matchup as well. So I am very, very impressed with how this deck performs. I think it's a really interesting one. With the buffs and ninjas, it is tricky. It's a hard deck to play, like picking up the ninjas at the right time, knowing which one's the ninjutsu in, and planning that a couple of steps ahead can be tricky. Knowing when to save for mana for removal, knowing when not to, is always a bit tricky in the alchemy format. But yeah, it's obviously a good deck. The balance, you know, the balance changes have worked. They have buffed ninjas, and also people struggle to play against them because they don't really like, you know, you're not expecting a load of ninjutsu at the moment. So maybe if more people start playing it, it'll get less effective. But at the moment, really, really good deck. Really, really fun deck. I love the mechanic of ninjutsu. I think it's so much fun. And yeah, all round, I recommend it. I recommend giving it a go and see what you guys make of it. So, thank you very, very much for watching the video. I think just as of the start of this video, I'm at 249 subscribers, which is really, really nice. One off 250. 250 is a bit of a milestone for me, so whoever that 250th person happens to be when they come, thank you very much. Thank you very much for all my people who watch my videos regularly. It does mean a lot to me, and I hope you keep on watching. If there's anything you feel I could do to improve, leave me a comment, and I will do my best to read it and reply. Thank you very, very, very much. I will see you next time. Bye for now.